we're back. Welcome back. This is the GSL Code S. With Tasis and Artosis, we love StarCraft II, and we love you guys. Thank you for joining us here today for the final match. MMA
against Leenock.
MMA just dominated Nada. It did not even feel like I was casting a Nada game, to be totally honest. Like if I was shown that game and I had to guess, you know, who was playing who, I would believe that was MMA, but you know, I would have assumed that Nada was actually, you know, somebody I had not heard of.
You know what? I want to actually back that up a bit and say, Nada, he chose the correct strategies. If he put 50 hours into actually perfecting the way he's playing mech, I bet you he'd beat everyone in the world. But it's obvious he has not been doing that. He needs to actually do that, though. You know, you can get away with it at the beginning of StarCraft II being Nada and not practicing enough, but you need to do it now.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel like that was not a well-practiced strategy. He did not even seem to identify that the push was coming until it's...
Well, he just his
that
buildings
trick,
were
guys,
not placed
guys, getting an air unit and spotting the high ground with siege tanks into buildings, that is an old strategy. That's not even like, hey, figured it out in StarCraft II in the beta. That was going on in StarCraft I. All right. Leenock, onto this match. Leenock against MMA. See if Leenock can do better than Nada. We're going to find out here in the GSL Code S. All right, let's introduce these players as we always do. A young and crafty Zerg. He was beaten by Squirtle. Let's see if he can do better against MMA. His ID is...
FXO Leenock.
It's always interesting when you get these guys that are this young with game sense like this. I mean, granted, they have, you know, some older people that can help them out, but
he's so talented.
He's so talented. He's so handsome too. In the upper right, we have our Terran player, very deadly, eliminating Nada. His ID is
Slayers MMA.
As you can see, they're not far from each other there. And now we have the barracks in the middle of the map.
Yeah, a little proxy barracks action going on. The drone is actually
if you 6-pull somebody, do they just lose if you do this?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Is there like a contingency?
Yeah, there's some tricky stuff you can do. You know.
Well, I wonder because if you notice, MMA's been getting more and more creative about where he hides the barracks. You know, sometimes it's actually very far out.
The thing is, if they get one Marine into the base and get a walling up, it's like, well, what do you do now? You know, you 6-pulled a Terran, you're
gonna die.
What if he just does a nice timing? Oh, really nice scouting there by Leenock, finding it right away. So now Leenock has to know that it is going to be hard to defend this. His pool's pretty late. You try to do it as economically as possible, and he's gonna have to watch out because MMA is going to be pretty deadly with his 2-racks. I do love 2-racks on Entomb. Can't say that enough. Some maps are good for 2-racks, some maps are good for 1-rack CC, and some maps are good for Reactor Hellion.
I think we will probably just see this bunker rush. It's just so strong. The little nook, at the left side of our screen just right now, I'm sorry, in the upper center part of our screen, you can build a bunker there and wall the Marine in, and it's pretty hard to stop.
It's a good strat, but you know, Leenock scouted this quick enough, and in fact, he's starting a spine and 6 lanes before his queen, and that's exactly how you're going to do it. Leenock's actually safe. He's not going to die to this. He's fine. So MMA will probably just go ahead and expand from this. Now, how Leenock follows up is going to be the interesting part, because MMA, 99% chance. Now, 100% chance he's going to go for...
Whoa, 3-racks.
Well, 4, actually. But that's for a wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's one outside the base.
He's going to go ahead and expand. And by the way, taking that gas, this is perfect by Leenock to take that gas in the main. Because after you do all this, you need to get your gas up really quickly. And... I mean, if you go into 1 gas from this, Leenock could go from this if he wanted into like a Baneling Roach all-in. It would be very hard to hold. Or he can just take multiple expansions and just have enough anti-marine force. Now, if MMA doesn't actually make a command center in like 2 seconds here, my mind is going to melt.
I am actually curious because, well, I mean, look at his money. He has to.
Yeah.
I mean,
because he's producing a lot of Marines still now.
Well, maybe he's going to do some weird Marine SCV rush, but you know what? Well, dude, I don't know, man. Well, I mean, look at the minerals. It doesn't look like he's saved up for the.
Okay, so
maybe
let's talk about this for a second. This is.
I don't think he's.
Okay. I know. This is something old, like from the beta in the very early seasons of GSL that existed.
SCVs when he does this?
Most likely.
All right.
If you go a bunch of racks after a failed 2 racks and you just non-stop make Marines, you actually hit this number of Marines suddenly where it all tilts in your favor. And if they don't have a couple spine crawlers, they die. And even if they do, you bring your SCVs.
These links are going around.
This is old school here.
No. The links did not go around properly, so there's no way for him to actually know that this is coming. This is going to be very hard to stop. He's going to make sure all those Marines are rallied up there together. I think the Zerglings did not even get the tail end of the vision.
The Banelings will not be quick enough here. He's going to break through. If he just moves correctly into the main base, then the game should be over here. MMA, a great move, a very old move. We haven't seen this for a very long time, but it is well placed here.
Oh my God, everything just dies.
Yeah, he's probably going to want to go into the main almost immediately. Get these eggs first and then go into the main. Oh, doesn't really. Oh, there you go. He gets all the eggs. Now he probably should go straight into the main base.
Yeah, the Baneling's nest is okay. Now he needs to go fast, man. I don't know.
Well, now he's not gone quick enough. He may want to just go home from here because
I don't know.
The Banelings. I mean, he probably can split the Marines very well, but the Banelings, if they kill all the SCVs, then there is a comeback potential.
All right, he's spreading. SCV's getting in the way. Hey!
Well, he's cleaned it up. Now, that's the thing when you do this build.
That's why you go to the main.
Yeah, when you do this build, the natural is not going to be where the Zerglings are. They're always going to be in the main base so that they can morph into Banelings, because that's really the only way to stop this after it starts. So MMA has made a kind of big mistake, but he's still got a ton of Marines, a good amount of production because of his mules at home.
Well, note also there's this weird situation where there's this group of drones that are like out on the map, not really being used, so he doesn't quite have the worker count. All right, he's going to close it. I think actually he could still do this.
He most likely will. Leenock should have immediately made more Banelings. The second that he killed off that first force and lost all his Banelings, he needed more Banelings. That one drone trying to be a Baneling.
Yeah, I thought he was going to carry a Baneling over there.
All right, so he holds it off again. And in fact, MMA is in some trouble because his economy's gone. But I mean, for Zergs out there that hit this, because now that this has been on the GSL, a lot of people that don't remember it from a million years ago or weren't playing at the time will probably mix it in.
I'm so surprised he didn't go to the main.
Make a couple Banelings at the top of your ramp when you move out with those Zerglings, because it's going to come again. He loses too many SCVs. He's got to move out again because he knows that your production is terrible as well.
I'm so surprised he didn't go for the main. You get in the main, guys, and then you kill.
Well, there's two ways to do it. You kill the natural and you back up, or you go in the main.
Yeah, but I always feel going into the main is like auto win, because what happens is you're going to win that fight. Banelings aren't done morphing.
Yeah.
And then you kill the spawning pool and the game is over.
Yes. Or the drones, or there's.
Yeah, and I see now MMA is continuing to attack here. I'm even surprised MMA is still rallying units.
Well, MMA at this point, I think he's going to try to switch into an economy game. But, what can I say, man? Do you remember when, I want to say it was Bit by Bit Prime did this build, and there were Banelings there, and he was just attack moving because that's all he could do? And he didn't target the Banelings, and then he lost?
He needs to get this, I remember that, yeah.
That's the worst thing I ever saw. Anyways, so we do have the 3 racks sitting there. Where is the other barracks? There were 4 barracks total.
I don't know. Maybe he lost one in the midst of all this.
Occur?
Well, he did have these drones out in the middle of the map. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they were way up in the top center. I mean, maybe he just went there and, started attacking the barracks, and so much stuff was going on. That's the only explanation I can think of.
It would actually be great if, he he floated it down to see what's actually going on, whether there's economy or aggression coming.
Do you just
way.
do a baneling bust at this point in time? Do you just look at that depot and say, I am going to blow that up and then I'm going to win the game?
I would say no, actually. I would say right here, if I'm Leenock, I know I'm ahead. You know, he could have been even more far ahead, but the production of Terran is going to be pretty garbage from here. He's got no tech. All he's got is 3 racks, and he has almost no SCVs. So Zerg can kind of explain really quickly. I mean, explode really quickly.
See, MMA is such a baller. That's absolutely true. Not a no.
Yeah,
and just cut off all. Oh, I like that's cute. Just cut off all the lean octopus tentacles.
Well, that's not going to work out this game.
Yeah, not this time.
Well, you know, MMA trying to come back as best he can is adding another command center immediately. And, I mean, he's got to do something to come back here because look at the supplies just get out of control. Leenock's twice ahead in supplies, 68-30.
Well, this is a terrible feeling when you did some all-in and by all measure, it should have worked. And then you're like, oops.
By the way, Leenock has decided, in fact, to go ahead and do a baneling bust. He's making nothing but lings now that he has a strong economy. It's 37 drones, 21 SCVs. He's got 2 hatches and 2 queens, so he can produce silly amounts of units. And he's going to be able to bust through, and not just bust through, probably just kill.
I think this is going to be a killing blow. Is there even a bunker back in the turn space? Oh,
yeah, there is one, but there is one, but I mean that's not going to be enough. 20 Banes in production.
Oh, there's 20 Banelings in production?
24 now. He's going to have 30 Banes, so 30 Banes and tons of Lings, even more.
Sometimes
than that.
I wonder if Banelings buy life insurance.
I think that their premiums would be really high.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, watch this nerd die. This should work. All right. And SpaghettiOs.
Yeah. And
don't I feel silly? I'm MMA and I bungled the all-in.
Oh, he just hit like a ton of them onto a Marauder. That was kind of funny. But yeah, this is it.
That's
GG.
a GG.
All right, so moral of this story. If you're bringing all your SCVs for this rush, and here's the thing, it is very powerful. It phased out for a bit because Zergers are being very careful. I've been waiting for this build to actually phase back in because it would kill these Zergs all the time. And actually, it should have killed them. You can either kill the natural. That's the safest thing to do. Kill the natural, go home with your SCVs. And actually, probably your Marines as well. B, go up the ramp immediately. You just check the natural.
Yeah.
There won't be Zerglings there. He's not going to set up a flank. He doesn't have enough units. What he's doing is he's trying to buy time to get Banelings because the second he sees you moving out with all that, he puts down a Baneling nest. So you have to go into the main base and stop Banelings from being made.
So basically what we saw there, if I could speak in metaphors, is he watched MMA get in his Civil War outfit, put on his triangle hat, load his musket, and shoot himself in the stomach. That is pretty much what happened.
That's pretty hard to do because muskets are very long. There's a bayonet on your musket oftentimes. I guess he had that bayonet taken off.
He might have had to use his toe to pull the trigger.
Wow.
Yeah, go into the main. There's a lot of moments, guys, where as exciting as it is to get the Nexus, I was talking to White Rob about this a while ago, because we're joking about a lot of people don't know this, is like some of these Nexus first builds, when the Terran comes there with the 2, they do a 2 racks or something, they kill your stuff. All they have to do is go up your ramp and kill your gateway or the pylon that's powering it, and instead people are like, the Nexus. Well, no, I mean, that's great, you have an advantage and the game goes on, but if you just go up there and kill what makes the attacking units, and then as their workers come down, you micro down the ramp, and then you're at the ramp, you have less surface area for the probes that surround you, or in this case, the drones. All you had to do was go up there and then just start attacking the Banelings and keep rallying Marines, and you win.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, whatever structure's closer, Baneling nest or spawning pool. There you just kill it. So, all right.
All right, well, on the next game, Taste is going to be Antigua Shipyard.
Antigua Shipyard. Antigua Shipyard.
Epic, Taste.
Epic, all right. Leenock. Not taking any flack from MMA. MMA perhaps defeating himself that last game. Let's see what happens next here in GSL Code S.